but
That's a fun.
I'm gonna go Dallas is manicotti because every time they score, they go, man, I caught it.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Thank you.
Open. I'm
I'm
open.
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 I'm eating salad. Got him.
It's a loose salad pod.
It's
It's a
a
salad
salad
pod.
pod. It
It's a
is.
salad pod.
Anyone else have salad today?
I had pizza for dinner.
I had some spinach in my dinner. I had
Okay.
cauliflower rice, so that's like vegetables.
Mm.
All
There
right.
were some raisins in my cereal this morning, unfortunately.
I thought you were going to say they were on the pizza.
Thank God, no. I could not
No,
do two meals where I don't want raisins in them and then they appear.
based on your definition of salad, a lot of things can be salad.
It's true. That
Comment
is true.
below if you're a salad stickler, comment below.
Yeah.
Or
You could
just
say I
comment your
had
definition of salad.
you could
There's a
say I had pasta
raisin.
salad for dinner.
You could say that I had a raisin salad with a lot of crunchy croutons and a milk dressing for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you guys. Is mac and cheese pasta?
Yes.
Yeah.
Macaroni is literally a type of pasta.
So
Yeah,
like
that's what I would
for
say
for
too.
for example, if I said, "Hey guys, let's have pasta for dinner tonight," and then I like made mac and cheese, that wouldn't feel weird.
If someone was like, technically, like they're not allowed in my house. Like,
Yeah.
if you
Is
made macaroni and someone, yeah, I don't know.
is
I,
pasta
That
salad
said,
pasta?
sort
Yeah.
of.
So
my
like to the
brain just
same point,
exploded.
like if I was like, "Hey, let's have pasta for dinner," and you came over and I've served you pasta salad, wouldn't you be like, "Wait, what
I
the
would
f
feel lied to. If it was cold, I would feel a little bit lied to.
I'd be like, why didn't you just say
Yeah,
pasta salad?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that makes it not
I
pasta.
would be like, technically you're right, but it felt like you've been trying to trick me on purpose.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
said, though, I will say I feel like there's a macaroni, depending on the way it's prepared, like casserole argument.
For
If
mac
you
and
like
cheese.
bake, yeah, or for mac and cheese, yes, that's
Oh,
what I
I
meant.
see.
Because it's
Yeah.
like you put it
Like the
in like a baking
breadcrumb
sheet.
kind of So
Mm.
type. Is lasagna pasta?
Um,
Yeah.
I don't think so. Is what do
I
they
think it
call
I
the
is,
would
but
lasagna
say
I would
noodle?
I
never
would say
ever call it
yeah, but
that.
I would also say that like a baked mac and cheese is still pasta.
See, if I said, "Hey, I'm making pasta tonight," and then you guys came over and I served you lasagna, I think you would feel a similar way to the pasta salad.
No, I
You
Yeah.
think
think
I would be like, whoa,
I've been
you went
misled.
over and above what I was expecting you to do. This is sick. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, you lied to me about the pasta. I feel like lasagna
Yeah.
You
is a
I
wouldn't be
type
think
of
bummed out.
pasta.
my reaction wouldn't be this is not pasta. It would be why are you being so weird about this? And why are you holding a tiny mic?
Well,
All right, so what are we talking about?
I don't
Pasta.
know.
Pasta.
Should we just tier list types of pasta and then do Rhine's lines?
There's way too
I'm
many
super
types
down.
of pasta.
There's so many.
Tagliatelle.
That's a type.
It's definitely one of them.
Um, all right, how about this? Well, we could abbreviate it if we said what type of pasta is each team at championship weekend.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
I like it.
Mm, I
That's
love
pretty
that.
good.
So I should not share this pasta tier list that I found.
How many are
Let
in
that
there?
off season is so soon. We
Yeah,
can do
wait
that
for the off
so
season,
Yeah.
soon.
guys. Put that on the list.
Yeah.
Could you pull up like a list of types of pasta though, so I can look at that to pick my teams?
The only
Yeah.
thing I
Mm,
have only thing that comes to mind is I think Seattle is like the wagon wheel kind.
Tagliatelle.
Is that what that is?
I don't think
No,
so.
Seattle's like the SpongeBob pasta.
So like
Uh,
we'll just take a look-sees and see what we decide. Um,
Yeah, give me some inspo.
That
I
is not enough types of pasta.
I
That's
agree.
a good amount. It could be more, but
I don't like how it's like so like zoomed out. Like, but yeah, so this is Tagliatelle, the one you're talking about. All right, so let's just based on these, let's talk
Use it
about
all.
which teams are which, you know?
okay.
All right, so first game, we got wind chill. Are we doing Ryan's lines in association with this pasta related thing, or is
Yeah,
this
force people to listen to the pasta thing. Let's do it in
Yeah.
like during this.
yeah, that's smart.
Fuck all of you. Listen to the pasta thing and also
Yeah.
Ryan's lines.
Ryan's
Subscribe.
lines? Ryan's lines. First game,
Runs
we got
lines.
DC
Pasta
versus
thing.
wind chill. DC, I think, is the heavy favorite just out of all of championship weekend right now. But this is all the way in Salt Lake, so neither team really has an advantage. I don't think either team has been out to Salt Lake City yet, right?
Yeah,
Did,
DC lost to Salt Lake in the
was that
first game.
is that in Salt Lake or is that in DC?
It
Yeah,
was in
in
Salt
Salt
Lake,
Lake.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So they know how to prepare. I'm gonna go. I'm just stalling to try to think of a number. I'm gonna go
Hmm.
DC minus 4.5.
Mm.
Hmm.
Give
Oh
me,
shit, I don't have my pen and paper. Wait,
well,
wait. Don't nobody say anything.
before we decide, are we assigning pastas or are we doing that after we
Yeah.
decide?
Let's assign pastas while Joe gets
That's
the.
true. True.
Okay. Because
What about Winch? Okay.
I will say, and I'm glad no one can hold me to this, but I would stake my life on a DC Carolina final.
Wow.
So
I
like,
don't
what
know,
happened?
man.
I think I would wager my entire being on that. Okay, interesting that ravioli is here because that's kind of like a dumpling.
Speaking of which, lasagna is on here, and
It's
we,
kind of overpowered.
But is it the just the noodle in isolation, or is it the noodle in every possible way you could prepare it? Because if it's just a wet lasagna noodle,
I
Yeah,
that's
think
not
no,
the
my top pick, you know?
I think the assumption is like
the most common
yeah,
method.
what you can do. I don't know. No, I think it's whatever you can do with it. You know, that way you can have like the high risk, high reward
I
pastas.
okay. So Minnesota, I immediately get drawn to tortellini, and my take is sometimes Minnesota looks really good, and tortellini kind of slaps. But then in like the wrong use, or if you have tortellini too much, like you just kind of get sick of tortellini. And like Minnesota, like they just you kind of get sick of watching them. And then they play like Pittsburgh or Madison, and they drop a game, and I'm just like, yeah, they just not tonight, not tonight, tortellini. That's my
Hmm,
take.
interesting.
I see you. I'm really big on tortellini, so it's hard for me to relate to not wanting it, but I can say like maybe I got like some shitty pesto and put it on it, and then I ruin my whole batch of tortellini, and then I have to eat it, and that's Minnesota, like on a bad day. Um, yeah, I could see that. I don't really see a better argument for a different pasta.
I don't know if any of this makes any sense because I'm
Yeah.
trying to apply thoughts to
Okay,
these
I've
and
got
I
one.
just
I've
cannot.
got one. I think Minnesota is spaghetti because
Okay.
I think straight pastas, just long, thin, straight pastas are like the central tier of pastas. It's boring. And if you're gonna give me an angel hair, like that's gross. That's the mechanics. And then,
Hmm.
spaghetti,
Maybe
it's
they're
good.
fettuccine because they're like that's sort
Fettuccine
of
is
like the
yeah, fettuccine is better
better
than
of them.
okay, yeah, maybe like Madison is
Linguine.
spaghetti and
Mm.
and Minnesota is fettuccine. Although in this case, fettuccine is like kind of all balled up. So maybe I
I
got to go linguine instead.
I think specifically this fettuccine picture is just like fresh fettuccine, so they like balled it up. I
Which, if it's fresh,
If
woo,
Minnesota comes out
good.
fresh, they're gonna ball out.
Yeah.
So fettuccine.
All right.
Wow.
Well, that
Boom.
fits too because sometimes like okay, are we getting fresh fettuccine like homemade
Yeah, which
like
fettuccine we getting today?
or are you getting like a crappy like store
Mhm.
brand fettuccine, you know? And it's all fettuccine, but one is vastly superior to than the other,
Agreed.
Mhm.
much
With
like
that said, I'm
Minnesota.
going Breeze.
Oh, well, we haven't even assigned Breeze a pasta yet.
Oh shit, you're right.
See, I'm feeling like let me see. Let me see. Where was it? A bucatini. I feel like DC
Dude,
could be a bucatini.
Interesting.
bucatini, I actually agree with that because I fuck hard with bucatini. I've got some in my cupboard right now. And honestly, after this pod, I might go make a little bowl of bucatini.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different. It's a little bit left of center, but it's you know, it just came up with this strategy that like no one even thought like, oh, we could have spaghetti, but it can be hollow.
Yeah.
What?
We can
Like,
take penny pasta, but make it the length of a spaghetti. And then everyone's like,
yeah,
but
sign
nobody
me the
else
fuck
does that.
up.
Nobody else does it the way they
Yeah,
do.
much like how DC and their like style of offense just is very unique. I think Bucatini is unique in a similar way.
I
Okay, wait, I've got mine. I've got mine. DC is lasagna because sometimes and throughout the year they take a while to really set in and get good. But when it's done, when you let it cook, it's dynamic. It's fantastic. You know, once you get through a little bit of time in the oven, that's when you know it's perfect.
Hmm.
If you take it out too early, just like you know, if you play against Salt Lake too early,
Exactly.
it's not gonna.
It's
No,
not
it's
ready.
not.
Interesting.
And
I
also
see
at
that.
different altitudes, like they just don't, it doesn't taste the same. Like it doesn't bake the
Mhm.
same.
Yeah, all the ingredients, they
Interesting.
don't melt together well until they've had some time to cook.
Yeah. I also think lasagna is a dish you don't have super often, which
Hmm.
like aligns with how I was thinking about it. Like DC has, run into the New York wall every season. And so like it's been a while since we had some DC. And then you have it and you're like, oh yeah, this is great.
This is
For,
fucking
Yeah,
fire.
for the
yeah,
past few years, every time we thought about having some lasagna championship weekend, we were like, you know what? We're just gonna stick with butter noodles because we just know that's easy and it's. But this year we're going all the way. We're leaving it in the oven. We're letting it cook.
yeah. Wait, Sam, did you give a pasta from Minnesota?
No, I agree with fettuccine.
Sweet.
All right, so we've got
Okay.
fettuccine versus lasagna. Lasagna -4.5. Joe's taking lasagna.
I'm taking lasagna.
I'm taking fettuccine, but like I said, I would stake my life on lasagna winning this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't stake my life, but I think DC is gonna win, but I think you said the line was 4.5, Ryan. I mean, that is such a decisive victory, and I feel like Minnesota has the ability to kind of turn it on. Although they don't have Abe Coffin this year. Um, I just don't see them losing by 5, you know. So I'm gonna go Minnesota, but I I think DC could win by like 3, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also gonna go Minnesota here. I think what I saw last year at championship weekend, like Minnesota has a lot of older players that know how to rise to the occasion and don't really get nervous in the playoffs when they like took it to Salt Lake in OT or almost OT. So I think 3-point game, 2-point game. I would be shocked if they win, but I think it could happen. So I'm gonna go Minnesota here. Or sorry, I'm gonna go fettuccine here.
Mhm.
All right, back to our next game. We've got the Friday night game, Carolina Flyers versus the team that no one thought was coming to championship weekend, Seattle Cascades. Uh, let's go back to pastas for a second while I think of a line. Actually, let's just do what we same did last time. Flyers are going to be favored here by how much? I'm gonna go Flyers three minus 3.5. Let's go back to the pasta board.
All right.
All right,
I'm still thinking Seattle is Rotelli,
Rotelli. Which
like
one? Rotelli?
the wagon wheel.
Oh, the
Just like
wax.
you see that and you're like, what?
See, I was gonna say like gnocchi because it looks like a bunch of little turds.
I like the wagon wheel because like you see it and you're like, what? But also like if you've had Rotelli recently, like it slaps.
Yeah.
And
Like you see it in the
Seattle
bowl,
is
you're like, what the
here.
hell are you feeding me? But then you're like, oh, this,
It's
it
pretty good.
collects the sauce. It works. That's what you want.
It do collect the sauce. That's really like when you stir it, and it's like
Like
Or
what?
like when you take a fork, I don't know if you guys did this as a kid, but like I would like stack like 4 or 5 of them on my fork and then eat
Oh
them.
yeah.
oh yes, sir. That's you're just on top of the world right there.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't really have a counterpoint to Rotelli for Seattle, to be honest. It kind of just fits. Anyone else got Joe, you've last two, you've
what
come in
it's
with great takes. You gotta have one here.
My only thing about these pictures is that Jumbo Shells has like a lot of shells, and Shells has only two, and it kind of feels like those should be switched
Yep.
oh my gosh,
because I was gonna
you're
say
so right.
Seattle should be Jumbo Shells because they could come out with a nice bite, but I really just only want to see them twice and then no more.
That's pretty good. I could see that.
I'm still rocking with Rotel if
Oh, I
we're
think
like,
it's I think Rotel's the one.
yeah, okay. Andrew, you got to take here or you gonna join
Well, I
the fan?
said gnocchi because it looks like poop.
Hmm. That was a good take.
That was a good take.
All right. Carolina.
Carolina's Rotel. Or no, sorry, Seattle's Rotel. Carolina, I'm gonna stick with my take here. Cavatappi has been my go-to favorite pasta shape for the longest time, and I think that just relates to Carolina Frisbee. Like they haven't been like a top tier for everyone, but like me personally, and I think when you like present it to most people, they just win. Like if you make a dish with cavatappi, it's gonna hit every time. They're very consistent.
What's the difference
Hmm.
between cavatappi and rotini?
Rotini is like spirally like this, and cavatappi kind of looks like a pig's tail, and it's
Like
tubular.
hollow.
It's like bucatini, but
It's like
a pig.
really long macaronis.
Yes, yes. Okay, yes. I see, I see. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a fun one. That's a little whimsical pasta shape. I feel like Carolina's like a penne.
Oh, just been there like for the long.
Oh, I kind
Never
of
That's kind
stopped.
of
see
what I
that.
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Like
It's like you
it's your
you think of pasta and that's what you think of.
Yeah.
And
kinda
it's like you think of Frisbee and you think of
Carolina.
Carolina.
It's a good take.
it's your workhorse pasta, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's your weeknight
Also, I
pasta.
feel like penne's been like out of the market for like a couple years. Like I haven't bought a box of penne in a minute, but like it's been there the whole time.
Brother. Penne
Dude,
is always in my house.
I had penne last night for dinner and today for lunch.
Penne goes hard. Penne comes out to championship weekend looking dynamic.
Yeah. It's like even if it hasn't been there in a while, it's just jumps right back into it.
And hey, it can be a show pony too.
Yeah.
It can. It really can.
You said that so earnestly.
I fucking stutter?
This conversation is so stupid.
My only other
But I
thought
agree.
here was maybe Carolina is pipe regate because that just sounds like something that would be in AD's Twitter likes.
What even is that?
I don't know.
It looks like a weird shell. I've definitely had it before.
It's like a love child between a elbow macaroni and a shell.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you do. That's what you do with when you want to switch it up from the regular macaroni and you're like, I'm gonna switch it up today and do this one instead. But then
Hmm.
you go back to the regular macaroni after.
Do we got
You're
any
like, all right.
is there any other pastas on this board before we get to the Ryan's lines of the game that like stick out to you like, oh, like angel hair? Like that's the mechanics, right?
Hmm.
Mm,
I'm gonna say Kasaraki. Kasareki is the the Thunderbirds because I don't understand.
Hmm.
um, I feel like the aviators are like some kind of like cauliflower pasta, like not a real pasta, but like some kind of, you know, bullshit pasta.
I feel like the I feel like the soul are macaronis.
Mm.
The elbows.
Yeah.
I could see that. I definitely
It's
see
just
that.
like it's like once you get like it's really good in a lot of stuff, and then once you get serious, it's just like go away.
I got a terrible joke, but I
Hmm.
gotta say it. Not terrible is in like inappropriate. Terrible is in like it's not that funny. Um,
Okay.
but
What's the
I'm gonna go Dallas as manicotti because every time they score, they go, "Man, I caught it."
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Thank you.
Oh man. Which one's
Uh,
the Empire? I feel like we got to touch on the Empire.
mhm.
Well,
I'm
the
feeling like
freaking
maybe a
ziti,
rotini, ziti. Yeah.
make ziti.
Well,
I don't
ziti
know.
is isn't ziti like type of dish? Like isn't it? Don't you use? Oh, it's a different.
ziti is like this tubular penny, and you
I
can like
see. I get ziti and penne
make
mixed up.
ziti.
And then
I just feel like
so
whatever's the fanciest pasta would be the
I was gonna
Empire.
say maybe rotini.
What about Campanelli? Because Campanelli I've actually
Guacamole.
been eating a lot recently, and like Campanelli like kind of rose to the occasion recently, and then now it's just like, oh yeah, it's good, but like I'm kind of going back to the faves of like DC, Penny, kind of the other stuff.
Oh, that could be an argument for Campanelli being Salt Lake.
Mm,
Oh, the Pretender.
the Pretender.
Hmm.
I feel like Oriachetti is the Nitro because it's like, is that even pasta? Is that even a team?
Yeah, I
Workers.
don't like those.
Or like egg noodles.
Yeah.
Like if
Or
you get
it's,
if you say, "Hey, I'm making pasta," and you give me like egg noodles,
you just
I'll
be
be like,
like,
"No, why does it have the word egg in it?" These
all right.
these other ones have a fun name.
So the Rhines line, we got Seattle. Did we pick was Rotelli?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Carolina's pennies. All right. So penny minus 3.5 to Rotelli. What do you guys got?
I've got oof. I've got Penny taking it, I think.
I've
I feel
got
like if there's
Rotelli.
not a close game, it's this one.
I think Seattle wins this game.
Hmm.
I'm going with our boy Ryan Anderson. Like he was high in Seattle, and I feel like they're on a run right now.
Fair enough.
I'm I'm gonna take Rotelli here, but I would stake Sam's life if that Penny wins.
Hmm. I honestly like I think before we assigned pastas, I was leaning Seattle, and then I think what sold it for me is that Carolina is penne, and I just have to take penne in this.
That's so fair.
This line's tough because it's not as big as the last one, and that's more in line with like how I feel like these games are going to be tight, you know? Like I think Seattle showed us that they're for real. But I don't know. I think they've also shown the ability to like kind of lay up a stinker. Um so give me penne.
Penne.
And
Penne.
Joe, did you write down the team names or did you write down the pastas?
I wrote Breeze -4.5 and Flyers -3.5 because you said those first, and but then I wrote down the pastas for what we chose. I have
Yeah.
Sam taking fettuccine, Elu taking fettuccine, Ryan taking fettuccine, Joe taking lasagna, Sam taking penne, Elu taking penne, Ryan taking rotelli, Joe taking rotelli.
Facts.
All right.
What I did not write down is what that means.
Uh-oh.
speaks for itself.
Yeah, seriously. If you don't know what that means, like,
Yeah, if you don't know now, then fuck you.
I'm open.
I'm open.
Pasta.
I'm pasta.